Hey, let me tell you something. Uncle Rico, even though he's bald here, watches Natalie interviews, so you better come on down here, or else I'm gonna come out and whip a little six-pack on.
Natalie interviews.
Natalie interviews.
That girl that does Natalie interviews.
Natalie interviews.
Obsessed with it.
Natalie interviews.
It's really epic. It's like
I love that song. NatalieInterviews.com.
What?
NatalieInterviews.com.
Yay! I was talking to the executive producers and the creators of the show, and I was telling them I was actually in, I think, 5th grade when the film came out, and it was honestly just the biggest thing at school, and it was one of my favorite films. So how has your life changed since 2004 and since the first Napoleon Dynamite?
Well, my life, I think all the cast of Napoleon Dynamite has had such an amazing, I think that whenever you're involved in a project that I guess the worldwide media attention to this film, it's true cult phenomenon. And of course it has changed. I'm one of the guys in the film that, I donned a wig that I thought would be a better choice just because I thought I wanted him to look like 80s, 80s hair and all that stuff. And so I'm one of the more, I guess I'm a little less recognizable, but when people do, of course, it's it's been consistently pretty amazing, and it has been. I got nominated for a Spirit Award, and I think from that nomination also has been, there's a certain respectability that all of a sudden comes with it, and people call and say, "Hey, would you do my film?" So sure, it's changed my life, absolutely.
When they first approached you saying they wanted to do an animated series based off the film, what was your reaction?
It wasn't even I didn't even take a breath. I was like, yeah. I think that when we did this film, it's interesting, the script supervisor on the film, who now has just recently directed his first film that I was in called Unicorn City, Brian, actually was an animator himself, and as a parting gift, he animated all the characters on a piece of paper, which I just recently found, saying thanks and sent it to me. And I remember when I saw it, I called him and I said, Brian, what a great idea. This needs to be a cartoon. And of course, he sent me this back in 2004. So it just seemed like a natural progression. And it seemed like the most obvious thing to do, because you could take these same characters, keep them true to themselves, and yet at the same time, you can bring in the broadest, most outrageous things without having to do any CGI or, we didn't want to do Mission Impossible. We just wanted to do something animated. It's fun.
And I think one of the reasons why Napoleon Dynamite was so popular was because it was really just simple and different than everything else. It wasn't trying to be something it wasn't. So I think it's a good idea.
It is a good idea, and I think the other thing one of the reasons that I think that so many people relate to it, because I think everybody knows the characters are somehow iconic. I think a lot of people know, if not all of them, know a couple of them. I know that guy. I know that guy. And I think there was a consistency in these characters, and I think also, I think that it's a tribute to the acting, because I remember when we were on set, we weren't playing it for laughs.
Yeah.
We were playing it for truth. Everybody was really involved with what they were doing. Their characters, they were committed to their characters, and so it was life and death. Napoleon's behaviors. The stakes are so high. They're playing it like it's really,
Yeah. And where would you like to see your character go in the animated series?
Well, he's already changing. He's not so antagonistic to Napoleon. Sometimes they have an ally.
Yeah.
But only temporarily. It's only for a little while, because it's based on what they both need. Okay, well,
I need you, so I'll be nice to you.
That's right, exactly. I need you, so I'll be nice to you for now, and it works both ways. And then, of course, ultimately we end up having fractured. I'm actually more into not predicting or controlling where Uncle Rico goes. I'm more interested in the surprise of where they take him.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you so much, and remember, watch Natalie Interviews.